Ooh, son, let's go. Welcome, YouTube. We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. Any questions you have about selling on Amazon, drop them down below. Chris, if you're in the TikTok live, can you go to YT and tell me what you think of that lighting? I went back to the Sony EV and I'm seeing if I want to see if the lighting is good there. But any questions y'all have about selling on Amazon, drop them down below. YT, we got the TikTok live right here. We are getting it. Thank you for all you do. I appreciate everybody supporting. The only bad thing about using this camera is it is a little higher up, so it looks like I'm looking down more. I have Helium 10. I just started. Don't know how to find a winning product. Good. I like the lighting, good tones. Okay, nice. Glad that you guys like. Better than the last live that we had on YT. What up, Senator Steve in the YT chat. I have Helium 10, just started, don't know how to find a winning product. So Trevor, I have a few videos on my TikTok and on my YT channel on how to do product research. I use Helium 10's black box tool. I show you the criteria to set, the filters to set, and better than the last in my opinion. Nice, that's perfect because that is a $4,000 camera setup, and the other one is the Logitech, which is like $100. So I would hope this one is better quality. I just was talking to my video editor. The lighting was off. Well, anyways, that's technical stuff. That doesn't matter. But yeah, we fixed the lighting. Appreciate that, Senator Steve. Let's go scrolling through, finding the questions. Alibaba will start in Morocco in 2025. What do you think? Nice. You guys don't have to just explore Chinese manufacturers. I've gotten products manufactured in India and Pakistan before as well. Majority comes from China, but I think that having more manufacturing channels and more manufacturing options is great. What product will get me started? A product with good market numbers. There's not somebody who's just going to give you a product. Oh, here you go for free. And usually those are people who have the lead lists. And I can go down a whole rant as to why lead lists are not ideal. I'm actually going to put the camera back more so that it looks like I'm looking down less on YT. Also, if you're in the YT live, make sure you hit that like button. Oh yeah, answer to that. Products, how to find winning products. I use Helium 10's black box tool and the Amazon search method. So on my TikTok, I have videos on all of this. The thing with TikTok is I do have the organization tabs on my profile, but sometimes it's hard to scroll through 1,000+ videos. On YT, I have a video on the black box method, how to do product research already. And it's already recorded, it's just not posted. That's why you guys got to make sure you subscribe. In the drafts for YT, I have a video on how to do product research with the Amazon search method. I also have a video on how to analyze potential products that I recorded for YT. I just did one on keyword research and an in-depth one on Amazon PPC ads. Lighting is good, bro. Appreciate you. Private label. Yes, this is all about private label. Trevor, thank you so much for the follow. What can we do to not get our account deactivated? Follow all of Amazon's guidelines. Follow the rules. Lost, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate you. Bro, now that I am running PPC, I'm like you and always find myself listening to your PPC videos. I love that, Chris. You got to be a student of the game. Jag in the YT chat, YouTube. What's up, Luke? How you doing? I am doing good, brother. Good to see you. But yeah, Chris, like I was saying, you always got to be a student of the game because, I mean, even me, and the level that I'm at, you always want to find those gems. And it's one thing to listen to something once, but PPC is in depth. So listening to it, putting it into practice, going back and reviewing it and understanding it until it's like the back of your hand was how I became at the level that I am with PPC. What's the best products to sell? Products with good market numbers, good average reviews, good average price, low reviewed sellers performing well. How did you get started? I was working for my cousin's business back in 2019, and they were my mentors. They helped guided me. I probably wouldn't have been able to get to the point that I am today without them or without having some kind of mentor, because of the fact that it saved me a lot of time, a lot of mistakes, because they helped me with my product research. They helped me developing the product. They helped me create the listings. They helped ingrain in my mind the importance of reviews. And it wasn't just them telling me. I saw it firsthand because I was working for their Amazon business. So I was like, oh, they're, hosting parties for people to leave them reviews. Like, they're really pushing for it. Or, oh man, like, I see the hustle involved, or I see the work involved in them trying to develop these products. And so I got to see it firsthand and have them to help guide me along the way. Do you offer mentorship? I do. You can check out the AMZ Masterclass mentorship in the TikTok bio. I want to start. I got the funds. I need someone to help guide me. That is what the AMZ Masterclass is for. And it's not just some video course where I'm like, here you go, figure it out on your own. That's why I don't call it a course. I call it a mentorship, a true mentorship program from A to Z. You learn all of my strategies from every single thing that I would do on an Amazon account when starting is what I talk about in the program. And for those of you who are new, I have a series on TikTok and YT, 0 to 1 million, where I'm taking a brand new Amazon account from 0 to $1 million in sales and documenting every step of the journey. You want to know the cool thing about that series? There's not a single thing that I'm going to do in that series that's different than what I talk about in the program. So you have the in-depth video guides. You actually have access to the mentor that you want to learn from, aka me. You have access to things like I'll get to that in a sec. You have access to the weekly group coaching calls. I created a shipping service specifically for my students to save money on shipping. A lot of other things. Check out the Masterclass site for all the info and get on a call with the team. What are you referring to, Jag? In your payouts or on the breakdown? It's hard to grasp as there's too much going on. I can definitely understand how it can be overwhelming, but has anybody here, it's going to be a silly example, but has anyone here ever built a puzzle? Right? Amazon is kind of similar to a puzzle. If I had a 1,000-piece puzzle and I put all the pieces on the ground or on the table, and I looked at how many pieces, actually Lego is a great example. I used to build Legos as a kid, and some of those were gnarly. They're hour-long builds. And if you look at every single piece, you're like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. When I was really little, I used to have my pops build my Legos for me because it was too overwhelming for me. I was like, this is so crazy. But then when you realize, when you open up the instructions, it's put one piece on one piece and then put one piece on one piece and one piece. You know what I'm saying? You're stacking. And then all of a sudden, yes, it takes time, but you're not building every single piece at once. It's one at a time. And then as time goes on, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I have the completed set. So Amazon is the same thing. If you're like, I have to find a product, I have to develop the product, I have to get reviews, create a listing, I have to do ads, I have to do this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's like overload. But if you're like, okay, what's step one? I have to create an Amazon seller account. Okay, let's focus on that. Let's do the steps involved with that. Oh, my Amazon account's done. What's next? Step two. Get a product research software and start finding a potential product to sell. Okay, so you start going through the steps with that, boom, 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 boom. And now it's like, what's the next step? Start contacting manufacturers. And yes, it's going to take time, but you take it one step at a time. And then all of a sudden, 3-6 months down the line, you're going to look back and you're like, oh, I just launched a product on Amazon. How are you planning to scale to 4M? Just over time. Number one, this is one of many large Amazon accounts that I operate. Number two, this account was at the about the 2.4 mark last year. So grew $1+ million in top line revenue over the last year. So God willing, next year we will see that number. Those are payments. If I'm thinking of it correctly, Jag, those are payments that Amazon is holding for you. Not holding for you, holding for a certain amount of time. How much is it for the mentorship? 2K USD. If you wanted me to select your product for you with the product selection option, total would be 4. Is the AMZ mentorship one-on-one? There's one-on-one aspects in there, but the reason why I created this mentorship was because everyone's like, how to sell on Amazon, how to sell on Amazon. And it wouldn't make sense for me to individually get on a call with you and walk you through each single step. So why not create a video guide, very in-depth video guide, and straight to the point. I'll get to that in a second, where it is the equivalent. If we were going to hop on a call and I was like, okay, here's how to sell, or here's how to create an Amazon account, it would be the exact same thing that you see in the video guide. And I created it in a way where I've seen a lot of videos or programs where they're going to go take you through a 30-minute video on how to create a product listing or something like that. Mine is very detail oriented, but to the point. Yeah, so it's not the same as account level reserve because my reserve is 0. So yeah, I know it's not the same as account level reserve, Jag. It's the same concept. It's still money that Amazon is holding from you for an X amount of time. So the account level reserve is on a cycle. Deferred payments is that they're just not sending it for whatever reason on their back end. What's your ACOS for fourth quarter? What's your tacos? Tacos is very consistent throughout the year. So like on this account, if you actually go to my pinned video, if you go on the pinned video on, sorry, I was reading something on my profile, you'll see the tacos on this specific account, and you'll notice that the taco stays the same throughout the year. Sorry for that. I was looking at something really quickly. You know what's really funny is this guy Apple user who also just commented, if he answers this, I will buy your mentorship. Well, I'm going to answer, and I know you're not going to get the mentorship, but I'm going to answer anyways. He says passive income, RUDUMB. Actually, I'd be asking you that question because at any point in this live, did you hear me say passive income? Can you find me a video or anything that I've ever said where I call Amazon passive income? No, you can't, because Amazon is not passive income. Passive income doesn't necessarily exist in the degree that most people think. Is Amazon FBA more passive than other business models? Yes, but I still work 4-ish hours a week. So anything that you're working 4 hours a week is not passive. So I don't know what you're saying about a fairy tale or whatever, but yeah, Amazon is not passive income. Also, this guy's just saying nonsense in the chat. You can just sit and listen silently, buddy. Did you visit China to meet manufacturer? No, there's no need when you can just contact them online. How much is the mentorship? 2K USD. Can you give me websites that approve? I don't do arbitrage or wholesale. Why so angry? Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not going to keep touching on this because we're going to just stick to the people who are trying to learn in this live. The internet's interesting. Why take time out of your day to just go say a bunch of nonsense? Boom, boom, boom. There's clearly people who are learning in the live, getting value from the live. And it usually comes from a place of insecurity. I actually had somebody message me and literally it was like, you're a scammer, boom, boom, boom. And it was this big message. And I don't know why I felt the need, but I responded and they were like, oh, bro, I'm a big fan. I'll actually make a video about this. I still have the screenshot. but they're like, oh, bro, I'm such a big fan. I didn't mean any of that. And you just see like the way people move on the internet. We'll stick to the people who are in their right minds, talking to them. On Amazon seller app, bottom left, that says upcoming payments. Is that payment you will receive or your ads? It depends. What is the label? I can't think off the top of my head what's on the top left. I mean, I guess I could go to Seller Central, but I'm live on YT. It tells you the breakdown. It shows you your Amazon ads. It shows you your account level reserves. It shows you your account balance. So it's going to tell you what everything is. This is why I can't get any work done. Why? $2K for a course. Like I said, it's more than a course. It is a mentorship program. And there's a few students who are in the live right now. Every single one of my students, when they join the program, I guess it's easier said than done when you're already in it. But every single one of my students that I've talked to about the price of my program says that I should charge more. They say it's way undervalued. They get, and think about that. If you're buying something, you should feel like you're getting more than you pay for. Yes, $2K is a lot, but what you get in the program is a lot. Almost every single individual aspect about my mentorship program, my students have said that they would pay $2K for that individually. And it's not me just saying it or blowing smoke. And also you have Jag in the YT live right now. He says, LOL, that's facts. Jag is one of my mentorship students. You guys can go check the YT so you don't think I'm just making that up to see the live chat. But what was I about to say? You can go look at my TikTok video, one of my TikTok videos recently, where I have a new student who is already in an expensive mentorship program, and they ended up joining mine after, just because of my PPC Masterclass, PPC ad guide. And they said that they would have paid $2K just for that. They said they've never seen anything like it on YouTube. There was nothing like it in the program that they're in, and they've been searching for something like that for over a year. And they didn't just get the PPC Masterclass. They got that. They had access to me, our weekly group coaching calls, all my strategies, all the mistakes that I made on Amazon, all the wins and how you can learn from that on Amazon, weekly group coaching calls, and every single recording of every single coaching call that we've ever had. And those are even more in-depth lessons. The PPC Masterclass, direct access to me, your mentor. The AMZ Masterclass freight forwarder, where students save on average 30 to 50% on their shipping. Let's just say your shipping is 1,000, right? If you're saving 30 to 50% on shipping, that's $300 to $500 right off the bat. If you're doing 10 shipments over time and those shipments are going to grow, how much money just on shipping are you going to save? You have discounts on the AMZ Masterclass Optimized, which is my listing creation service. So when I say, and there's so much more, the PPC management service, when I say it is more than a course and it is a mentorship, I mean it. When you start PPC, do you start out with a high ACoS to rank and then taper off as you rank? I'm okay with a higher ACoS as I rank, Chris. Yes. I still want to keep my tacos in mind, because you always want to keep profitability in mind. Am I allowed to use someone else's pictures on product pictures on Amazon? Yes, you are. But why would you do that? The whole idea of every single aspect about private label on Amazon is to stand out, have better pictures, have a better product, stand out better, run better PPC campaigns. So why would we pick somebody else's pictures? You know what I'm saying? It's just not the move. That dude's got no idea what he's saying. Yeah, I agree. His question was, if you make 4M, why are you teaching people? Simple reason. My cousins, when I was working for them, I was making about $13 an hour at the time. And I was their manager of their company. So they were able to go on vacations, they were able to leave, and they were able to trust me with their business. They hired a lot of people along the way. They were never able to find somebody quite like me. Even to this day, 6 years later, they still tell me I was their all-star employee, right? They sold on Amazon. They saw the position that I was in life. It was not a great one. I've shared my story quite a few times. We'll just stick to why do I teach people to sell on Amazon. And so they decide to take a chance on me, and they're like, hey, you should start selling. You should start selling. We'll teach you everything that we know. And so they do. They go on to teach me all their tricks, all their strategies, all these things for two reasons. One, they're great people. Two, they realize that the world is abundant. Why am I telling this story? You know how I mentioned I was their manager and all of these things? It benefited them far more. Like them and their lives and their business. It benefited them far more to keep me at their office, not teach me how to sell on Amazon. And I still, maybe to this day, no college degree. I wasn't business savvy back then. I probably still to this day would be working for them. But no, they decided to take a chance on me. They wanted to see me win. And without them, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. How selfish would it be if I was like, oh man, I got the keys to the castle? I'm not saying Amazon is for everyone, and I'm not saying everyone's going to be successful on Amazon. But imagine I was like, I got the keys to the castle, and I choose to be silent about it. What you guys know, if you guys have been following or you've been a follower, what you notice is all the information I say is free. These lives are free. I don't think anybody's ever seen me see a question and be like, oh, I can't answer that. You should go buy my course if you want the answer. Not once, ever. Every question gets answered for free. I have 1,000+ videos on my TikTok, and I feel like I'm one of the more analytical creators on TikTok. I don't gatekeep information. So the information is there for everyone to go find it. The mentorship is for those who wanted a more in-depth guide and to have me as a mentor in the same way that my cousins were mentors to me. The dude's mad he's not selling on Amazon. Yeah, I agree. Were you at the Kev seminar in Cali? I was a guest speaker there. Thank you. Where are you going to go if they ban TikTok? YT at Luke Basha, YouTube. I'm actually currently live there right now. Anytime you guys see me live on TikTok, I will be live on YT now until the day that it's either officially banned, or even if it doesn't get banned, I'm going to continue to go live on YT because I really like YT as a platform. How do you sell products that are sold by Amazon or sold by company? I do private label, so I create my own brands and my own products. By the way, this is in the TikTok chat. One of my students, Chris, says, the 2K is a great price, bro. Just launched and running PPC and made over 1K for the week. God bless you, brother. Let's go. Godspeed on your launch, bro. Let's go. It's the same product from Alibaba, but the other person is not running PPC, and the listing description and product name with keywords are horrible. Like I said, there's no circumstance where I would take somebody else's product pictures on Amazon. The whole idea is to improve every single aspect about a listing on Amazon, including the images. I'm confident that my team and the way that I would create my images are going to be better than any one of my competitors. So why would I want to compete? Why would I want to copy one of my competitors? Ruben, thank you so much for the follow, or Rubin. Hey, mate. Why Amazon automatically replaced my product category? It's something silly that Amazon unfortunately does sometimes. You can either try to change it yourself. If it doesn't go through, have them change it back and just explain to them, hey, that's the incorrect product category. If that still doesn't work, you may need to do a hard reset with a flat file. Honestly, I'm not even going to read that. I was going to comment on that, but I have to check your videos out because I'm trying to get started. Yes, if anybody who's trying to get started, like I said, the information is out there for the taking for everybody. You just got to go out and find it. Also, be careful the information that you absorb because not all information is created equal, right? How much is the mentorship? 2K USD, one-time payment, lifetime access. Also, y'all, make sure you go show some love if you haven't already to the last couple YT videos. Last night, I didn't talk about this one. I posted a video how one product on Amazon can change someone's life. Second to last video for anybody who's running PPC ads, why your PPC ads get no clicks or impressions when selling on Amazon. And the last video that I posted is one of my mentorship student wins. I actually want to talk about this video, and it's a really good one, but I'll get to these first. I missed your mentorship fees, $2K USD for the mentorship, one-time payment, lifetime access. If you wanted the mentorship and product selection, where I select your product for you based on the criteria that I use and teach, and you'll get a very in-depth report on that product and product market, that would be a total of $4K. Hey, mate, I already watched all your YT videos. Let's go, brother. I appreciate that. And stay tuned, because I got some even more analytical videos coming. I have one that's already edited. No, 2 that have already been edited. 4 that I recorded last week that are being edited. And 2 that I recorded yesterday that are being edited. But the last video that I just posted, not including my pinned videos, it might be one of my favorite student wins that I've had for the mentorship. Not that I've had, that my students have had in the mentorship. This student, it was very interesting when he first joined. He joined and he was talking to me. He's like, bro, I actually don't think I'm going to do this Amazon thing. It's not for me. And we were talking, and he was being like, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. He was being pretty pessimistic. Like, he hadn't even started the journey, but he was almost like he was looking at the 1,000-piece puzzle, and he had to complete it all in one go, right? Not piece by piece. We end up having a talk, and I told, we just ended up having a talk, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to pursue Amazon FBA. This all happened within this year. Fast forward to today, and he is on track to do $10,000 in top-line revenue for his very first product on Amazon. Why I think that is such a sick story, because it's one thing, I've had students who have had bigger launches in terms of revenue their very first month, but I don't think I've had a student who like straight up told me before they started, I'm going to quit. I don't want to do this. It's not for me. And then after a talk, be like, you know what? I think I'm going to stick with this. And then go from wanting to quit, and not just like a thought, like legit was on the verge of quitting. It was a long talk that we had, to now doing $10,000 in top line revenue profitably on Amazon. If you pick a product, does that mean I would make a certain amount monthly? If you picked a product, would that mean that you made a certain amount monthly? The answer to that question is no. So why would it be any different with me? If there was a guarantee that every single product that I ever launched, or any business that I ever launched, every single one was going to be successful, I'd be a trillionaire. But that's not how business works. There's so many factors outside of the product that I pick for you, like the differentiator that you pick, how your conversion is, how your listing is, how your PPC is structured, how many reviews you get, how quick you make the optimizations. And I teach you how to do all these things in the program. But you'd be surprised. I'd be like, don't run PPC ads until you get 10 to 15 reviews. And then the student's like, my ads aren't converting. What's going on? I'm like, how many reviews do you have? They're like, 2. I'm like, you didn't follow the course. You know what I mean? So there's so many factors outside of that. And anybody and just a side note for everyone, anybody who makes a business guarantee, like if you get my program, you're guaranteed to make this much money, that's actually illegal. According to FTC guidelines. And those like course people who got in trouble by like the FBI or the FTC, those are the people who make these claims. And so everyone's like, I want the claims, but then the government's like, no, be careful about the claims, because those are usually scams. The guarantee that I make is that you're going to learn all the steps that you need, all my exact tips and strategies how to start a successful Amazon business. Khadija, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Is FBM worth it? For me, personally, not. There's not really a world where I would ever do FBM over FBA, because you still have to account for all the costs that you're trying to save with the FBA fees. You still have to store the product. You still have to account for your time or hire somebody to do the work for you. You still have to pay for the labels, the boxes, all the equipment, and you still have to pay the shipping to either FedEx, UPS, USPS. And when you add all of that up, it ends up being more or less the same as FBA fees. How can I get started? What's the process? Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell. If you haven't done those 2 steps, those are the only 2 things you should focus on. Faster conversion, though, in what world? That's 110% not true. I'm actually curious. Let's see the mindset. You say faster conversion. How does FBM faster conversion? Gets to the product slower than FBA. Unless you want to do overnight shipping FBM, which that's going to cost you $30 in shipping, and there goes your profit. You'll probably lose money. So it's not faster than FBM on the turnaround. It's actually statistically not better to convert, because with FBM, you don't have the Prime badge. 170 plus million active users on Prime. With Amazon, you would think that they would want to utilize the thing that they pay $100+ a year for. I know that I personally don't order products that unless they are going to get to me in 2 days, a day, overnight, unless it's like a big piece of furniture. And so your conversion actually goes lower. So how is FBM higher? Appreciate everybody in the YT chat, by the way. Let's go. We are going live every day on YouTube. I can't say it when the TikTok chat is on, but going live every day. And the cool thing about the YT lives is that they are all posted onto my channel, so you guys can go watch, rewatch. If you missed a live and you're like, oh, what was Luke talking about today? You can go watch them back. If there was a certain part of the session that you were like, oh man, what was he saying then? You could go back. And so make sure you guys are checking that out. And YT is where I am going to be if TikTok ever goes away in the US. Does Amazon ungate after Q4? I don't do wholesale or arbitrage. How do I get the products from manufacturer and Alibaba? Almost every category is gated. I do private label, where almost every category is not gated. I have an account. Nice. Hey, mate, can you audit my listing? I only audit listings from my mentorship students. So if you ever wanted me to, or to be able to send me your listing, get feedback at any point in time, check out the AMZ Masterclass. User 49, thank you so much for the follow. Conversion is lower on FBM from doing it myself, but I charge shipping, so it offsets. AMZ shipping rates are really cheap too. I personally think that Amazon has better shipping rates than the United States Postal Service, than UPS, and than FedEx. Besides grocery, what's the next best category to get gated? I do not do arbitrage and wholesale. Like I said, I do private label, so I don't even sell consumable products like grocery items. It is a category that I avoid at all costs. Hey, mate, I tried to find a perfect listing image for my product than my competition, but I cannot. What do you mean find a perfect listing image? You get a listing image created. You don't find a listing image, my friend. Let's go. I'm 13. How do I start? Well, you would need a parent or legal guardian to start with you. So that would be step 1. Step 2 is all of you guys collectively with a legal guardian or parent would go ahead and start the account. Isn't private label harder than arbitrage and wholesale? That is what every arbitrage and wholesale seller tells you, because they want to sell you the business model of private label. I always say it. And see that I don't know. I try to be as upfront as possible. I'm biased towards private label, so don't get it twisted. But when I look at each business model analytically, private label in the long run is significantly better. Higher profit margins. You can differentiate. Go talk to 10 arbitrage. This would be a good test. Go talk to 10 arbitrage sellers, go talk to 10 wholesale sellers, and go talk to 10 private label sellers, none of which who are trying to sell you the business model. So including myself. Don't ask me. And see which one of them, or see which one of the business models sounds easier to you. Because every time I talk to someone who does arbitrage and wholesale, they're complaining about ungating, they're complaining about the margins, they're complaining about how they end up getting pushed off of a listing. So there's a lot of, you can't just take things at face value. Arbitrage and wholesale, I've always said, are the easier business model to sell. Ready for this? I'm going to sound like every arbitrage and wholesale seller. You sell products that already exist. You don't have to advertise them. You just throw them up on Amazon and people are already buying them. Yeah, it's the easier business model to sell online. It's not actually the better business model. I mean, photography, image designer, I would check out amzmasterclass.com. That's my listing creation service. You'll have the exact graphic designers, the exact listing copywriters that create my listings, create your listings. I already work with 2 designers. They cannot do same as my competition images, and I'm upset. I'm going to read you this message from one of my students. Disclaimer, this student has not used my listing creation service yet. But they have a product that has a lot of variations. So they said, hi there, let me share my journey on Fiverr. I started my journey in 2022, and this student just joined. So all of this was prior to joining the program. And literally wasted almost 2 years, $1,000 with supposedly expert freelancers on Fiverr. The guys I went through all had pro or Fiverr's choice, top rated badges. Though their portfolio looked amazing, I soon knew that that was BS after they delivered their first work. Here are the problems that I faced: poor execution and poor knowledge of what an Amazon listing should really look like. I wanted a team that could make my product stand out from the competition, but they only copied poorly the competition. I had to be on top of everything. 3, each revision I had requested took over a week to come back and was filled with extra errors which needed more revisions. 4, had conflict resolution to cancel my order because they will do all they can to get more money regardless. 5, most of them outsource the work. So you're contacting one designer and you're telling them what they want, but then they're telling a different designer what you want. He says, you will not find on Fiverr a company that will take in your order and deliver a perfect job within a week. You will end up with headaches, time, and wasted. I have not yet worked with Luke's team, but next time I will go straight to them and have them do my listing. And then he said some stuff about members. Focus so that I can focus on other parts of my business and have my, sorry, I'm ADHD. And have my professionally made listing within a few days or week and move on with my plans. So, yeah, of course, I mean, I've found good designers on Fiverr, but like even like with my YT thumbnails and stuff, like I go through the same thing. I can show you guys messages of people talking about, I literally say like, am I talking to the same person? It feels like they're outsourcing it. The beauty of my team is I didn't create this. Okay, I obviously created this service. Actually, let's backtrack. I originally created this service to not necessarily make money, and I was just going to give it to my mentorship students, but then I decided to make it public, which is obviously to make money. My mentorship students get a discount to the service, the AMZ Masterclass Optimize. But the North Star, the main goal, was to have a service where you get really good listings created, images, title, bullet points, description, A+ content, brand story, logo creation, packaging design, all of it for an affordable price. Because when you go compare it to, I don't know if I'm allowed to say my competitors, but when you go compare it to like a company like AMZ One Step, where like my basic package would cost you thousands of dollars for them and take weeks and weeks and weeks, probably 3-4 weeks to get delivered. When you compare that and mine, night and day. And my team, like I said, is the same team that creates my Amazon listings. So they have an eye for what converts. They have an eye for what does well. Now, that being said, you should still give them as much details as possible because nobody knows your product as well as you do. And we give you a nice little template on what to do with that. But hands down, every student and every person who has used the service so far has loved it. So what's the best way to get rid of products that are not selling? Lower the price and try to at least break even. Do you mind if I DM you after the live stream to ask you more questions about FBA? You can, but I'm not going to mentor anybody through DMs. Like having direct access to me is one of the perks of being in my mentorship program. So out of respect to my students who pay for access to me, I'm not going through a full Amazon 101 in people's DMs. How much time required to run PPC for a product? Like when product goes well and generating good revenue across all accounts, which is 40 plus products, I spend like 4 to 6 hours a week managing ads. For my auto substitute and competition only, I am bidding well above the bid range. For example, 39 to 59, I'm at 117, still not getting impressions. Compliments is the worst. Amazon is the worst with suggested bids on compliments. You almost have to be at like a 3x on those to get bids. The substitutes is a little bit weird, but it's the same strategy as always, Jag. You got to increase those cost per clicks. Can you do a video on how to create an Amazon account step by step? I already have one. What's the best way of getting rid of product? I already answered that. Yes, mate, please share your designer. Please check out amzmasterclass.com. It's in my TikTok bio. SM, thank you so much for the follow. Hey, JS, I have used the service. Jazz, one of my mentorship students. Hey, bro, there's no soliciting in my chat. That's usually how you get a mute. So I appreciate you saying you like my content, but I don't want somebody else's website on my TikTok live. So but yes, Jazz has used the service. Jazz was really happy with his images. And one thing that I'll say, because Jazz is one of the mentorship students, I don't want to give too much away, but mentorship students who use the service, we go above and beyond for them. We already go above and beyond for everyone, but mentorship students get a little extra treatment. And Jazz got that with his listing when he received it. Or yeah. Have you ever done arbitrage? A little bit, not a fan at all. I did it after having success with private label, just for fun, and even trying to fully outsource the work to someone else when I didn't do anything, it still was not worth it to me. Not the business model for me. No, no, no. Also, the YT chat is popping right now. Let's go, YT. I think we actually might even end the TikTok live early, and we'll do an exclusive YT live for like the last 10 minutes or something. Nick, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Let's go. I appreciate everybody on the live who's just vibing, asking questions, all of that. Explain what you or your operation. I don't know what you mean by that. Roja, thank you so much for the follow. Raju, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate y'all. Again, appreciate everybody. I surely do not do these lives to just listen to myself yap. I do these lives for y'all. It's actually, I'm going to delete this comment, but this is the dumbest comment I've seen. The more someone talk about their product, not trusted, if it's good, people will speak for it. So, like I said, I'm going to remove that comment because it's nonsense, but this guy probably clearly doesn't understand the concept of obscurity and omnipresence when starting a business. Do you think that you're actually, in fact, does anyone remember me sharing the story of the person that I know who started an axe throwing business and the business failed and they had to file bankruptcy? Well, in that case, they opened up a business. They thought that it was so good that they didn't have to market it. They didn't tell anybody about their business, and nobody knew about their business, so it failed. If Steve Jobs created the Mac, the very first computer that revolutionized technology, Apple has revolutionized technology. If he created that and didn't tell anybody about it, I would not be, I would not be recording this live on an iPhone. I would not be using this Mac on a YouTube live. Obscurity is the fall of every business in the world. Nobody knows about you. Nobody will get your services. Now, from there, word of mouth is what makes a business continue. People get the service, people get the product, they like the product, and then it spreads. But you won't find a company in the world, you won't find a successful company in the world who doesn't scream from the rooftops about their product or about how great their product does. Even Red Bull, a company who doesn't show their product in their marketing. If you think of the message, it is the most extreme of extreme stunts in sports. And it's showing Red Bull. With Red Bull, you can do the extreme. You can do the most. They're screaming to the rooftops that nobody can do it better like us. If Red Bull didn't want people to know that they were the best, they would do little Tony Hawk skateboard tricks just in a little half pipe, no crazy tricks. I just saw the wildest Red Bull stunt. Anyways, if you have a good product, if you have a good service, you scream to the rooftops for people to know. But on that note, TikTok, I love you all. If you guys like the lives, you like the videos, make sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok bio, the Harvard of Amazon Private Label Education. I am going to go over to the YT chat only YouTube at Luke Basha if you guys still want to stick around for a bit and go subscribe. But I hope everyone has a blessed day, blessed weekend. Also, webinar tomorrow, so make sure you guys go check that out, and I'll see y'all soon. What up, YouTube? Yeah, we just just block this guy. And Golden. This guy's still messaging. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you guys launch a product on Amazon, and like when I launched my very first product on Amazon, I screamed from the rooftops that it was the best product in its category, nothing compared. If I didn't do that, do you think it was going to make people go buy my product, create the wave that it did? To the point where now people are now screaming from the top of their rooftops about how great the product is, how much it helped them, because remember, it was a supplement product. So obscurity is going to be the death of every business. You want to be omnipresent. You want to talk about your product. You want other people to talk about your product. You want to advertise your product on other channels. But on that note, YouTube, God bless you all. I appreciate y'all supporting. I hope everyone has a blessed weekend. Make sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok bio. And I will see y'all soon. Oh, YouTube bio. Whoops, we're on YouTube. YouTube bio. I'll see y'all soon.